And this is another episode of the Speakeasy Podcast, where we talk about the behind the scenes of the speaker and author journey. I am your host, Altovise Pelzer, the voice coach. And you guys know that I am so excited each and every time that I come to talk to you guys, because I give you the real deal, Holyfield, the stuff behind the scenes that authors and speakers normally don't talk about when it comes to their journey into success. And so I'm giving you an exclusive, like this is an exclusive secret sauce message broadcast, and I want you to make sure that you share it out because somebody somewhere may need this information. So last week I published a book. Well, it wasn't the first time I published a book, but you would have thought that it was the first time. How, I had the same jitters as I always do. But I published the book, and the name of the book is Plug In. It's the 25 power networking tips for introverts, for startups, and for the success obsessed. And for those of you that are interested in getting your copy, this is a celebration, guys. bit.ly/introverts-win. That's bit.ly/introverts-win. And so I'm super excited. It's in ebook form. It's not in the paperback form as of yet, but it will be very soon. That one, as well as my last book, which was Leverage. So why was it so important to do this book? Why did I do this book last week when I did? And why didn't I go and promote it before, when I did the book? Why didn't I have an immediate release date, an immediate release party and launch party? Why didn't I do this big promotion for it? I'm going to tell you why, and it's going to blow your mind. This is the exclusive. This is the stuff that people don't want to tell you about when it comes to being a speaker, because they want you to believe that it's, I get one book, I publish it, and 1 million people buy my book, and that's how I get rich. But that's not it at all. So today's topic is all about repurposing content. Today's topic is all about being able to take that one book, that one bit of information, and taking it and moving it all over the place. Literally, it being like you're on a chessboard of success, and you can take that one book and be able to use it anywhere on a chessboard if you know what you're doing. But that begs the question, do you know what you're doing? That part. And so I found that most people don't know what they're doing when it comes to publishing the book. They get so excited and they put out a lot of money to publish a book, but they don't know anything after the fact. There's nothing attached to the book. There's no programs, there's no classes, there's no webinars, there's nothing. And in doing so, you spend all of this money to publish the book, and then what happens? You don't recoup that money back. You got to make sure that you are putting yourself in position to do what? To make that money back, to have an ROI, a return on the investment that you put into your book. Now, some of you are going to say, but, I can't focus on more than one thing at a time. That may possibly be true. But I'm going to talk to you guys about what I did with this particular book that was really, really cool, and how I expanded on this one thing and was able to make a couple different things. So first and foremost, I want to share this out. I want to make sure that I'm sharing it out. I want to make sure that you guys are sharing it out. Why? Because again, somebody somewhere may need this information. Somebody somewhere may need to find out what they can actually do with their book to be able to take it to the bestsellers list, or to be able to expand on it and be able to make actual money from it. Because guess what? No matter what size the book is, no matter what price the book is, the book by itself will not make you rich. I'll repeat that for the cheap seats. The book by itself will not make you rich. Now, you've heard, I've had so many experts, I've had so many publishers and authors and speakers who have come onto the platform, come onto the Speakeasy podcast and told you the same thing, that the book is not to make you rich. The book is a resource. The book is a tool. The book can take you to a whole new level, but it's only if you know how to use it. So what I did was I published the last week, Plug In, 25 power networking tips for introverts, for startups, and the success obsessed. Why? Because I had so many people asking me questions. I'm gonna tell you why that's important. I had so many people asking me questions about how it is that I network as an entrepreneur. Being that I'm an introvert. I'm the shy person. I'm the person normally in the back of the room that most people normally wouldn't see. I'm the person that kind of like, when I show up, it's like, oh, wow, where have you been all this time? Duh, I was here. You just didn't see me because of X, Y, and Z. So with that being said, it was super important for me to put this out there, and not just put it out there, but put it out there right before doing a networking webinar with Black Speakers Network. Now, Black Speakers Network has over 7,000 members at the moment. I think they're well on their way to about 8,000, but they have over 7,000 members in their network. They have some great opportunities for you to network and communicate and connect and collaborate and all of that in the community, as well as different live events that they do. But I got the opportunity to do a webinar. The webinar is presented to everybody in the community, and it was a great opportunity. It was great. It was great. I'm gonna tell you why. So I published the book about what? Networking. I do a webinar. The webinar is about what? Networking. Are you seeing the pattern yet? Are you seeing the pattern yet? And so with you having the book, how are you teaching that to people? Not saying that you have to teach every single thing in the book. I did not teach everything that was in the book. There are 25 tips in there that are really amazing tips. I only shared maybe about a good 5 or 6, if that. I don't even think that, out of the book. And the reviews were amazing from the webinar on Sunday, where they were like, oh my goodness, that was bananas. I never knew that you could do that, or I never thought about it that way. That really opened my eyes. It changed my mindset when it came to networking. But what else is coming down the pipeline? So I went from writing the book to doing the webinar in front of a community that there's some of my target audiences there, but it got me the opportunity to present what's already in the book. Now, I also offered up an opportunity for those who were there, and I'm going to offer it up to you guys as well, because I feel as though a lot of times we don't know how to network properly. And without a networking strategy, we really do leave a lot of money on the table. We leave a lot of opportunities on the table, and we leave a lot of engagement on the table, simply because we don't know how to network. And so that part is really important. So the reason why I was training people on how to properly network is because I see so many people do it wrong. So let's talk about it. What are some wrong ways of networking? Wrong ways of networking is going and tagging 99 people in your post. Wrong ways of networking is going into 99 people's inboxes and sending them a flyer. Networking the wrong way is going on somebody's live stream and posting your link to your product or your service without giving permission, asking for permission, being given permission, but just doing it in order to promote yourself. That's not networking. We're doing it wrong. And I found that there are so many people that in the beginning, they get so excited about their product or their service when it comes to, as in the startup realm. You get so excited about your product and your service that you tag everybody you know, but everybody you know is not your target audience. Everyone that you know is not as excited about your product or your service because they don't need it or want it. And all it does is it creates spam. It creates a problem because you are tagging people in something that they're really not interested in. And yet, and still, I see people do it on a regular basis simply because they're trying to get people to buy their book. They're trying to get people interested in their services. I get it. Everybody's trying to get people interested in their book and their services, but that's not the way to do it. And so this was a great way to do it because not only is the book launch out there, the book is out there, again, bit.ly/introverts win. And I'll put that in the comments for those of you who are catching this on live. But those of you who are catching this via the podcast, guys, it'll be right in the description. Not only that, but also the special $97 opportunity for you to get a strategy session for networking for the next 30 days with a complimentary 2-week check-in. That part. So it's very lucrative. It's very important for you to understand that I can do this. It's all in how I network. So I create the book. First of all, it didn't take me a long time to create the book. The book was tips. It didn't take me a long time. It has 25 tips in there. I actually probably could have had 50 in going back and thinking about, there's some other tips that I could have put in there, but I put a real hot 25 in there. Like, these are some tips that will really blow your mind. And so you don't believe me? I'll give you one, just one. A great way to network with people is yard sales and garage sales. And so 9 of y'all probably just looked at the screen of whatever device you're listening to this on and shook your head and said, what? How do I network for business or for speaking opportunities at garage sales and yard sales? Listen, I'm a business person first, and you always pay attention to what's going on in the industry. What has happened within the last year that has changed the status quo when it comes to yard sales and garage sales? Don't worry, I'll wait. Gary V put a huge call to action out there for people to go to garage sales and yard sales and flip things. Guess what? The people that are showing up are your potential clients, are your potential readers and listeners, their potential networking opportunities and collaborations. You never know who's going to show up at these garage sales and yard sales, because they're going with the intent on finding something good that they can possibly flip. And then they go back and talk to Gary V about it, but that also gives you an opportunity. The conversations online. There are ways, there are communities, especially on Facebook, there are communities where you can go and do a virtual yard sale, and you can go and sell stuff virtually. These are great places for you to make conversation and network. You never know who is going to have your next opportunity. 7 degrees of separation. You never know who's going to have the next opportunity for you or be the connection that you need to be able to, succeed and excel in your business. You don't know. This is a great way for you to do it. Now, am I saying that you need to stalk people at garage sales and yard sales? Not by any means at all. As a matter of fact, it's kind of creepy. But you can make casual conversation and connect with people. You can also buy a table at a garage sale. Or if you see somebody doing a yard sale, say, hey, can I pay you $10 to have a table at your yard sale? Have some of your books out there, sell some of your books. They're getting an extra $10. All you're selling is books. Listen, or if you have some other things to sell, that's fine. But look at what you just did. You just created an opportunity because you connected with the person that was doing the yard sale or the garage sale. And then you just put yourself in prime position to network with people in a spot where it is not overly crowded. That part is so super important, because this is not a tip that people normally go and would this is not a tip that you're going to hear from anybody else. Like, you heard this tip exclusively on Speak Easy podcast. You did not hear it anywhere else. or you read about this tip exclusively in the plug-in 25 power tips for introverts, startups, and the success obsessed. You heard it here first. But it puts you in a prime location for success. So that was why I started out with just doing the book. The book was right before doing the webinar. The webinar was actually an hour-long webinar. I have the replay of the webinar. There's things that I can do with tips. And this is the secret sauce. So if you haven't shared out the broadcast already or shared out the podcast, I need you to share it out. Because this is the secret sauce stuff that people don't want to talk about. This is the secret sauce stuff that people don't really share. And so literally I go in that same webinar, I can take clips from that webinar, go back to the book because it's an ebook, and I can put those clips right into the ebook. Oh, mic drop. Mic freaking drop. Listen, mic drop. You just heard a bomb way that I can take the book, take what I did, and combine it together. Now, not only can I take what I did and combine it together, I can make it a package on my own personal store. Currently, it is available. The book is available on Amazon. If you go to bit.ly/introverts win, you can get your copy of the ebook plug-in, and you can get it there. It has only been on there for less than a week. But not only that, but you will also get an opportunity to connect with me and be able to see some other resources and things of that nature. Now, why is that important? I'm going to give you another piece of it. And this is, like I said, this is secret sauce stuff for authors that you normally don't understand and don't know. I don't know how many of you have an Author Central page as an author, but you need to have an Author Central page. An Author Central page allows you to have all of your books that are on Amazon in one place, a one-stop shop. It's literally a separate author website. That's exactly what it is. But you can put your bio on there. You can link your blog to there. There's so many opportunities. Now, here's the thing that people miss is that you don't, or you'll get the Author Central page and not utilize it to its greatest potential. I can do so much. So this particular episode of the Speakeasy podcast is going to go right onto my Author Central page. What am I talking about in this particular episode? I'm talking about the webinar that I did with Black Speakers Network. I'm talking about the book that just got released. But not only that, I'm bringing awareness to the Speakeasy podcast platform where I interview speakers and authors. And don't forget, if you are a speaker and author, bit.ly/Speakeasy podcast, all lowercase, in order for you to be a guest here on the show. But with that being said, I just did so many different things with that one move, with that one thing, that one video, that one recording. You can take snippets and put it across social media. Listen, again, this is the secret sauce stuff that people don't want to share. Hey, guys, I see you guys coming in live. Thank you for joining us live. Thank you for sharing out the broadcast. So I'll go back and I'll start over just in case you're just coming in and you're kind of like, or you need a little refresher so you're not all over the place. I published the book last week, Plug In, 25 Power Networking Tips for Introverts, Startups, and the Success Obsessed. An amazing book. That was on Friday. Well, Thursday it went live. That was on Friday. On Sunday, I did a webinar for the Black Speakers Network where I went and I gave an amazing webinar on networking and networking your way to success. Handshakes to handheld to handshakes. And literally how you can use networking to find speaking opportunities, paid speaking opportunities, and great ways for you to network that normally people wouldn't know about. Then today is Tuesday. I go live here on the Speakeasy podcast, telling you not only about the book and about the webinar, but also giving you some secret sauce tips when it comes to you being the author and writing your book. This is the thing. All of these things that I've talked about so far are power strategies for you to be able to be a successful author. It's about taking it outside of just publishing the book, because publishing the book is one piece of being an author. But publishing the book, and then not only publishing, but what are you going to do to monetize that outside of just the physical book? And this particular one is not even a physical book as of yet. It is the ebook version. It is not in press yet. It will be coming very soon, though, to where you can get the physical copy. But again, the ebook copy is now available, bit.ly/introverts is how you can get your copy of the newest book. So that was it. That was what brought you up to date today. Am I done? Of course not. No, not by any stretch of the imagination. I am not done at all. Why? Because now I can take the same content and information. I can create courses. I can create programs. I actually have a new speakers course that'll be coming up soon that I'm collaborating with someone on. I have an impact course for speakers and for entrepreneurs on ways that they can go and make an impact across social media, make an impact to be able to gain new clients and new opportunities. And that part is coming up later on this month. So guess what? Again, it started from one book. It's deciding that that one book was not going to be the only way that I make money with this information. It was deciding that that one book was actually going to be a catalyst and a springboard for even more opportunities. So that leads me to the question that I have for you. What have you done with your book so far? No matter what industry your book is in, there are so many other things that you can be doing with your book, from mugs to pictures and paintings and all types of things. Even if you have poetry, you could be making greeting cards or beautiful mural art. And listen, the opportunities are endless, but sometimes you need to get into the right atmosphere. That leads me to the last piece that I'm going to talk to you guys about for today, is that you really have to be very deliberate about who it is that you're connecting with and who's supporting you. One of the biggest things that I've been able to see is that of course, your network equals your net worth. Simply because you have some people that will push you into your next level, and you have some people that will keep you and hold you hostage where you are. There are some people that cannot push you into another level because they've never been on another level themselves. And it makes it really difficult if we're relying on them to be that pusher, to be that support system, and that's not necessarily what they can be for us. So we have to take inventory of who we actually have around us that can really initiate change, that can really instill some different things into us. There's some creativity, some drive, some energy. I know that with a bunch of my clients, this weekend, we had our accountability call. And so they were saying to me, oh my goodness, Coach, I was able to do X, Y, and Z. I'm ready to jump. I'm getting my feet wet. I'm jumping all in. I was excited. Why? Because it's that aha moment that everybody needs if they're going to be successful in business. And again, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a speaker, you are an author, all of those are combined, one and the same. And so you have to understand, I got to have the right people around me. I got to have the right people around me in order for this to be successful for me, for my family, for my legacy. Because that's what it is. It's about building a legacy. I'm creating things that my children's children will be able to sell. My children's children will be able to train people with if they so choose. So what have you done? Hey, Frazier, what have you done when it comes to deciding that, you know, this is not just a book, but this is so much more than just a book, that this is something that can change the world. I'm Superman. No, this is something that can definitely change the world, but only if I take action, only if I decide that, again, I'm not going to just stop with this, but that I'm going to add more and do more. And so again, those of you that have not gotten the newest book, Plug In, is now available. I am so super excited, guys. Now available, bit.ly/introverts-win. Super excited. Thank you guys for those who have already shared out the broadcast. Thank you for those who will come in and listen into this little dynamic introverted speaker and say, oh my goodness, where has this woman been all of my life? Well, I'm here on the Speakeasy podcast every Tuesday and Thursday. Guys, it's all about excelling. It's all about growing and learning. And that's what the Speakeasy podcast is all about. We bring to you the other side, the ins, the outs, the bumps and the bruises sometimes when it comes to being the author or the speaker, because we want your journey to be a journey of success. We want your journey to be a journey where you win, not a journey where you get distracted and you quit or you fail. We want you to win, especially now because you have so many options. I know that you guys may not have heard about all of these different changes going on with Amazon and KDP. We'll create space in KDP. Pay attention. Again, connect with the right people, because you can always have some amazing people that will keep you in the loop when it comes to what's available to you. And not only what's available to you, but how it works for your best interest. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. I'm so excited. Get the book, bit.ly/introverts-win is how you can go and get your copy right off of Amazon, fresh off the press. Listen, plug in 25 power networking tips for introverts, startups, and the success obsessed. It's time for you to network your way to success. With that being said, listen, that is going to be our new I guess I'll say that no, I won't say that one. I'll save that one for later, for next time. I'll give you the rest of that on the next episode. With that, and until next time, guys, don't forget to press it out. See ya.